Hello and welcome to this Slippy Limpets video. Today we are fishing for Pollack. We've got Joanne with us and we're going to go and try and catch late season or early season, depending on your season I guess, Pollack. My season tends to be from, well, April through to March. It's the 1st of March today. At this time of year the fish are full of roe and they tend to be heavier than sort of in the summer, although not as numerous, so it's harder fishing. The techniques change as well, so I can talk you through those when I get down there. But we are going to head down here. Joanne's never fished a rock mark like this, so it's going to take a wee while or a wee bit of coaxing to get it down, I think. Hopefully we can make it down in one piece, but we'll see you at the bottom. Step on that rock. Yeah. So we've managed to make it down to the water's edge. It's been a long time since I've been here and I've come down to the wrong spot. I want to be about 50 metres further that way. So Joanne's here and this ground looks good, but I fished it before and it's reasonably shallow and bouldery, and over there is a really good platform to stand on. We're at high tide at the moment, and as the tide drops we'll just follow the tide down basically, and it'll enable us to move along to where I really want to fish. So we're finally fishing. Well, I am. Joanne's been hauling the fish in. Joanne on her first fish. Woo-hoo-hoo, get in! There we go, Joanne's biggest fish from the shore so far. Nice clean little pollock. And then a seal's turned up and it's, as always, gone quiet. How many casts you had without a fish? 4 or 5 without a fish. Joanne is chucking a silver minnow and I've got a fish crazy paddle tail on, which I've actually never used before. It's kind of like a fish crazy eel, with, as the name suggests, with a paddle tail on it, so you can fish it slower. The crazy eel is meant to be fish sort of medium to fast retrieve. It does work on the drop, but to get the best of the motion you need to work it quite quickly. But this, since it's got the paddle tail on, we can move much slower and still get a decent action. Oh, you can see that big ledge there. Whoa! Something just pulled at the tail of that. Nearly took the rod out of my hand, I lost balance. So conditions wise, we've got a really big tide. We arrived here pretty much on high tide, and as you can see the tide in the background's now absolutely ripping. So we're going to fish, what, 3 or 4 hours of the ebb. The current stopped. Like when you were casting before, it was moving from right to left, but now it's just stopped. Just have to wait for the tide to start, current to start running here again. Well, I think something just hit this on the drop. Either twisted the lure around or it's an absolutely, yeah, it did. Twisted the lure. Whoa, that hit on the... Oh, that felt like an alright one. Hit on the drop and I thought my lure had actually hit the seabed, because it's just a big rock plateau here, but obviously I lifted into it and it was a fish. Come on, I want the lure. Oh. That's the end of that lure. In terms of tackle, this is a 8'3" medium heavy Tailwalk Hi-Tide SSD, which is rated from 15 to 50 grams. I've got a 2,500 size Daiwa BG MQ with 23-pound whiplash, which is quite heavy, but I was actually on Orkney last week or 2 days ago, and they've got monster fish up there, so we've got heavier braid on. I've also got 22 pound, I think it is, fish fluorocarbon on. I've just lost that lure. Tied a new lure on. I've gone for Lazy Lures Bomb Squad. Can't remember the colour, but it's what would be known as rhubarb and custard, I guess. 20 grams, and that's for the entire weight of the lure. Quite like how they do that, because sometimes you don't know how heavy a body is. And I've also glued the head because it makes them last a lot longer, especially if the fish are nipping at the tail. Oh, I had a hit on the drop there. Yeah, I'll sort it. I'll swap. Joys of winter pollock fishing. Fishing slowly on snuggy ground. Well, we've made it across to the spot we should have fished at from the beginning. Joanne's down there casting away. She has got the Lazy Lures Bomb Squad on, and I'm going to chuck a fish minnow in chartreuse colour. After Joanne had caught those few fish earlier, we had a few contacts, but didn't manage to land anything. So yeah, hopefully this area, we've got a lot more water to cast at, so should be able to find the fish. And it's out of the wind. The only thing against us here is the time now. It's 3 o'clock, so it's going to be dark in an hour or so, a couple of hours. Oh, nice cast. Let's get some fish. This is a lot more comfortable position to fish from. I'm now using, we had a tie leader, so I gave Joanne the Hi-Tide, the Tailwalk. So this is the Century Graphics, 9'6", so it's quite long for the rocks. But it's a nice rod. And I've got a Daiwa BG mag sealed 2,500 with, I think this is 22 pound fish X8 or 8 strand braid with, again, 23 pound fluorocarbon. And the techniques wise, we're mixing it up between lift and draw and a slow retrieve. But on each of them, you have to let the lure hit the bottom, and because the fish are being lazy, because it's winter and cold, they like to hit on the drop, so pauses. If you're just doing a straight retrieve, then a pause is a great idea. If you're doing lift and draw, then obviously the draw and then the drop back down is your pause, and that's when I've had my hits and Joanne's had both her fish on the drop. Well, now on the fish minnow. Don't normally like bright colours. My mate Steve does really well with chartreuse, and there is a little bit of colour in the water. Visibility is down to about, I don't know, 4 foot, if that. So I'm going to move over. Haven't tried this yet. The dark, well, I guess it's gold, Pollack coloured crazy eel, 20 gram Pollacky Pollack. Joanne's poaching my fishing spot. Not that it's going to help that much, because she's got more fish than me. Oh, I just had one. First cast, just a little nibble from a small fish, yeah. Amazing how well these entice a fish. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Crap myself and that seal just popped up out of the ground, out of the water. Whew. Just came up from the murk. Oh, I need to sit down. Oh, you know it's bad when I'm sitting down fishing. Right, time to fish hard. Time to catch a fish. All the fish have been on metals, haven't they? Oh, I got one! You're not getting off. Oh, I got a fish on. It's been 3 hours. It's not very big, but I'll take it as long as that seal doesn't get it. Whew. Careful, this is really slippery. Just waiting for the gilly to come with the net. Oh, and then big seal's gonna come and take me fish. Thank you, gilly. Oh, it's too far down. Come here, fish. Got ya! Whoa. Whew. Took its time. We got there. That was actually on a fast retrieve. Oh, it's not even. Whoa, sprightly one. There we go. 2.5 pounds.
But you'll take it?
But I'll take it, as Joanne said. It's been hard work. Let's see the lure there. There you go, away you go, son. I get asked a lot about this net. It's a Spro Freestyle Xtender, 3.8 meters with a Spro Freestyle street head. Good thing about this net over the other nets that extend is it's actually got 2 sections. So when you're not fishing that far off the water, you can have like 2.5 meters or another 2.5 meters, or obviously just wind it down and then it's just a little normal net handle. Anyway, enough blabbing. Time to get another fish. I got a fish! Oh. That's just my luck, that. Very next cast, straight into a snag. Oh. Boom. I didn't have another gold coloured crazy eel, so I've just stuck on the Necra colour. I think it's Necra, or the green one. Oh. Double snag up! Ding! Well, Joanne and me are both snagged. I've just lost my lure again. Oh. Good, not that one.
No.
Right. Oh, it's taking a lot to give away. Another lure, same one that caught me in my fish. and Joanne has tied on a silver minnow. Oh, I got a fish! Yeah, so I got a snag on the bottom and then lifted it up, and a few winds, and then on the paws, letting it drop back down. No, should be okay. Oh, he's a sprightly little fella. Come here, bud. Woo! Need a longer net. That's a fair bit bigger, this one. Say a fair bit bigger. I'll give it £3. Still not big enough for heading offshore to have kids, but it's well fed, great condition. So that was again taken on a good Pollack coloured lure. Well, cast whichever way works best for you. Oh. Very next cast on the drop, this one, from roughly the same spot. Watch your braid on the rock there, Joanne. It's only taken all day to find the fish. Oh, he annihilated that. It's got massive eyes. Look at the size of the eyes on that. No? Oh, that feels better. They are loving this Pollack coloured lure. So Joanne was catching all the fish earlier on the metal. Oh. And now the metal's stopped working. Oh, what's this? Joanne, can you wind yours in, please? God, it's not much bigger, he's just rock. Ow, sharp teeth. That's a better one. Hooked right in the very top there. Well, that was exciting. I had 3 fish and 3 casts. And then nothing for the 4 hours before that. Last cast. Ooh. Just cause it's getting late. It's like 20 to 5. Oh, this is a big one. I think I might have had a fish and then this is a seal. Oh. Oh. It's bent my hook a wee bit. Keep casting if you want while I pack up. Do you want this one? GoPro, stop recording. Well, I had that flurry of fish. 3 and 3 casts, and then it went dead. I had to drag the addict away because it's nearly dark now, and John just wouldn't stop casting. So yeah, it was a nice afternoon once we actually got to the right mark and out of the wind, because it was bitterly cold in that, and because we only fished the ebb, that area, it was shallow in the first place, and then it just completely emptied out. But those 3 fish kind of came at right at the bottom of the tide actually, and then just stopped. It was the same with the current. But like I said at the beginning of the video, either too early or too late. Given the average size stamp, though, maybe all of the bigger fish are offshore now and won't be back until the end of March, mid-April, depending on the weather. That said, those small fish at £3 or whatever they were gave a really good scrap, and Joanne got a new PB from the shore of Pollack, which is a bonus in what we set out to do, and it's the first proper climb, or easy climb to a mark. And then we're just going to drive back now, and hopefully you enjoyed this session as much as we did, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And as always, until the next one, tight lines.
Tight lines.
There we go. The apprentice in training. Rockfish.
Sorry.
Sorry. May as well go to the pub now, the seals have turned up. Get lost! I want to get in the net! Oh, my netting skills are rubbish. Come here, fish. Must like Pollack colours. Eek, eek. Yeah, that's it. We're going to get into the car. Actually, I'm already in the car. Yeah, that's it.